This is the Simulation Football League on the Virtual Football Network. Our Week 4 contest brings us to Buffalo, New York for our first ever meeting between the Albuquerque Atoms and the Queen City Corsairs, the first ever Battle of the Neon Green. Hello, folks. I'm Tyler Falk alongside Brett Solberg here in the booth. Glad to have your company here from Bridget, Buffalo. And Brett, these two teams have a lot to prove here as they come into their fourth game of the regular season.
Well, you look at Albuquerque, that Tex-Mex division early on has already been wild, with right now Fort Worth being last and Albuquerque tied at the division lead with Bossier City, while it's Queen City, a surprising 2-1 start, but they did get shell-shocked by Bossier City away from home last week. These two have a lot to prove in terms of who's going to get out of the shell of themselves here in this first third of the season. This is going to be an exciting game from many fronts here, Tyler.
Queen City, black jerseys, white helmets, white pants. Albuquerque, white jerseys, neon green helmets, and black pants. Here we go, week 4, a lot to prove here as we get closer to the midway point of the regular season. And there's an early flag thrown on the field after the return. And this return might be coming a little bit back, unfortunately, for Bob Wood's return. And it will be a block in the back. And so Queen City, led out by dual-headed quarterback Michael Brown and Isaac Covert, will take to the field from their own, well, just inside their own 15.
It's nice to see the uniforms of both teams. Both teams did fantastic with this. But we called it the Battle of the Neons. And the only neon we see are the helmets. What's up with that?
Well, we got neon trim there for Queen City. Newer uniforms this season, and I have to admit, I do like their new uniforms. As taking off and running is Michael Brown for a gain of 4. Saw nothing downfield and was wisely got a couple yards for his offense as we introduce you to the rest of the Corsairs offense. Ace Ketchum, Charlie Baker, and GP Wales are the tailbacks, with Jalen Wells at fullback. Adrian Ellis Sr., Joseph Boudet, Ryan Davis, Bob Wood, and Joe Beasley at wideout. James Matthew Jr., Talia Bobby are the tight ends, with Demon Pickle and Kai Pickle on the line. And Amar Bryant Jr. there on the stop. And now it's 3rd and 5.
And Queen City has all of these running backs to choose from when holding on to the football. They got guys like Ketchum, Baker, and the brothers Wells. And that toss play just did not work for them. 3rd and 5.
Brown with a 3 wide receiver look as he looks near side. Off the shoestrings of Adrian Ellis Sr., and that will move the chains for the Corsairs.
Yeah, and what we haven't seen a lot so far this season from the Corsairs has been sharing the wealth of that football. It's been mostly from Joe Beasley and James Matthew Jr., 2 guys that are great, to find, but getting those early touches for guys like Adrian Ellis Sr. is going to be a vital part to Queen City's success here tonight.
Here we go, another first down for the Corsairs. I formation behind Brown, handoff right side for Wells, and Grand Prix was only able to get back to the line of scrimmage before he's taken down by Bryant James, the strong safety. And let's meet the Adams defense. Chris Porter, Leo Jefferson, Neil Rivers, and Joshua Williams are the defensive linemen, with Keenan Samuels, William Patterson, and Seth Berlin at linebacker. Amar Bryant Jr. and Daniel Valentine are the corners, with Jack Napier, the aforementioned Bryant James, and TJ Frosty at safety. That run goes for a bit more. Charlie Baker on the touch. He gets about 6.
And again, the developing story in Queen City is that running back situation. So you're going to see a lot of different looks from a lot of different people. Again, looks to be GP Wells in that backfield alongside with Jalen in this formation, the 3 wide receiver I form.
3 wide receiver blitz coming from the Adams, and a little hitter underneath looking for the tight end, Talia Bobby, and she cannot haul it in after the hit by Napier, and so the Corsairs are forced to punt this one away.
Yeah, and one of the big things that Albuquerque has great defensively are the safety cores. You're looking at 2 of the top 5 tacklers in this league, and Bryant James and TJ Frosty. You always got to be wary of them.
So back to punt is Trace Welsh, the undrafted rookie free agent. He gets this one away. Pretty nice punt, if I do say so myself. Here comes the return up to about the 36-yard line for Kyle Finnemore. And that is where Cyrus Jive and the rest of the Adams offense will take over.
And if I'm looking at that Albuquerque offense, I'm looking at one connection throughout this game. It's going to be Cyrus Jive to K. Marion. That has been an elite connection through the first 3 games for these Adams squad.
K. Marion leading the SFL in terms of receptions and yards. 23 receptions, 504 yards. There is a good stiff arm from the fullback, Justin Williams, as he gained 6. And that will prompt us to introduce you to the Adam offense. Jason Williams and Justin Williams, the Williams brothers, are the halfback and fullback combo with Kyle Finnemore, Clarence Lee, and K. Marion at wideout. Jack Walls, the tight end, and on the line, it's Queen Porter, Max Van Linga, Jarian Jones, and Leah Williams. Here's another run off tackle right side. That's Finnemore on the carry.
Yeah, it looked to be either Chad Stinson or Robert Crone with that tackle coming inside to basically prevent that first down. Now Albuquerque with a 3rd and 1. I wouldn't be too surprised if one of those Williams brothers gets a touch here on this 3rd and close.
Short run, short gain, first down and more across midfield as Williams gets the first down. And a special shout out to D. Arnold out there in chat. Welcome to the SFL. Welcome to the Virtual Football Network, and glad you're here. And well, if you don't know what the Simulation Football League is, this is the Simulation Football League. The SFL is football for everyone. Get off the sideline and start your player today by joining our Discord server at simfl.net. Oh, that's a big hitter. Right side, trying to get outside the numbers. For a big gain is Jack Wall.
Yeah, and Jack Wall, he was a big presence in that Canton offense last season, a couple seasons ago as well. So you want to focus in on that tight end. And what you see a lot in this league is going to be tight ends going on the go route. And Jack was wide open for that catch, broke open, easily gets to red zone territory for Albuquerque. And now this is time for the Adams to pounce.
And don't worry, Didi, me and Brett are definitely real, as pass underneath caught by guess who, K. Marion. 9-yard pickup, that moves him inside the 10.
So get this, Tyler, when heading into this game, K. Marion, like you said, leading the league, 23 receptions. The next closest to this team, Kyle Finnemore, with just a 1/3 of that, 7.
2 backs in the backfield, handoff, good first down, will be 1st and goal for the Adams as Jason Williams, Thrilliams, gets it all the way to inside the 5.
And again, you talk about that one-sided game that Albuquerque likes to run. We talked about K. Marion leading the way in terms of receptions. Jason Williams coming into this game, 58 carries. Next to that, quarterback Cyrus Jive with just 11.
And how about that? Thank you, Didi, for the compliment. We try our best here, but definitely not a pretty decent quarterback. Let that pass over the middle, incomplete, intended for Kyle Brady, the backup tight end.
Yeah, and very interesting going with a short throw on 1st and goal. Very unorthodox in this league. You're so used to seeing, a run up the gut or a toss to the outside on that 1st and goal to see what that defense stands. But Albuquerque went pass first to see if Queen City was ready, and Queen City was indeed ready.
Offset eye behind Jive. Goal line defense here for the Corsairs, trying to protect the black painted turf. Pitch, near side, Thrilliams, plenty of blocking. Holy cow, he was able to waltz in, didn't even need to dive, did so anyway, and the Adams are on the board first.
And like you said, a plenty of right side blocking to give Williams the move to just, get to the end zone. You can see it, 3 blockers to 2 defenders. It's always going to be a win to the blockers if that happens. And now get this, Tyler, 7th touchdown for Jason Williams in this young season, and he's on pace to be getting more than double digits. We're talking about maybe, some elite numbers.
And already leading the league coming into this week in terms of rushing touchdowns, just extends that margin even further after an 8-play, 65-yard drive for the Adams, results in 7 points. It's 7-0 here midway through the first quarter. We're off and running. We'll see what the Corsairs can do. Starting here now with a Bob Wood return. No flag this time. He gets this one all the way up to the 29-yard line. And we'll shoot it back to SFL headquarters and SFL Commissioner Kevin Irvine for a game break.
Thank you, Tyler. We got a shootout in Florida. Charleston and Florida out east tonight. Second down and goal. Charlie Beletsky takes the handoff for the score. Charleston's already back into Florida territory just a minute later. 14-7 Storm. Back to you in Buffalo.
Thank you, Cam. Florida finally get Beletsky on the board with a rushing touchdown. He's only seen only a slim number in the last 2 seasons combined compared to what he used to average. And that pass over the middle, caught by Ellis, gains 5.
Yeah, Ellis already on his second reception in this game. He had 4 coming in. He's already got half the amount coming into this game. It's been good looks to him. Now it's starting to get to feed the other guys. We've seen a couple targets to Matthew Jr. and Bobby. Let's see if Joe Beasley can get a target here.
ISO up the middle, and Wells going to be marked just shy of the line to gain. The linebackers collapsed in nicely, and look at that. Might be an imaginary line for the players, but some people say they can see it. And right now, I think Wells is fuming that he didn't cross the line.
If I were calling a game, this would be third and the thickness of a $2 bill.
Full back dive, and it will be Wells, Jalen Wells, getting the call and getting the first.
Yeah, and one of the things that Chad Stinson did when explaining the signings to me coming into this game of the Wells brothers was to get more looks to star players on that run game. They wanted to get more marquee guys involved because they know the run game is going to be dominant in this league, so they want to be a part of it, and that's why they have that plethora of running back options.
Another run. GP through the middle, 2-yard gain, taken down by Keenan Samuels.
And one of the things that the reason why Queen City wanted to bring specifically GP Wells in was that sudden burst of speed that he has compared to the rest of the field. So you got to be careful with GP. He can all of a sudden get 6 yards in a matter of seconds.
Pitch near side, and they're trying to get GP involved, but Keenan Samuels has been in this league now for quite some time, knows what GP Wells throughout his entire career has done, and he's able to stop him there at the line of scrimmage. That brings up this third down here for the Corsairs.
Well, you're talking about a Keenan Samuels that almost has 100 tackles for loss in his career. He's a guy that can pursue running backs.
Queen City have been 2 or 3 on third down, and that one, if it just had been a little less power, would have found the hands of Ryan Davis for a big strike. Instead, it results in the second punt of the game for the Corsairs.
Yeah, and I admire the tenacity of that throw because he was very eager to just get that ball off. But he, like you said, he's got to remember just to dial it back a little bit so that his receivers can get it. Not all of them are going to be 6'6" wide receivers.
Long punt will be allowed to bounce into the end zone and down for a touchback. And so the Adams will take over on their own 20-yard line. And let's introduce you to the Corsairs defense. Harley Wilson, P. Footer, Chad Stinson, and Robert Crone are the defensive linemen, with Luke Swift, Finn Steele, Morgan Brown, and Jasad Wackelflint at linebacker. Justin Raside, Elijah Quick, Eric Belmont are the corners, with GB Wallace, Nate Hall, and Alex Marshall at safety. Pass somehow caught. What a catch by Kay Marion, just in time. A half of a meter outside her radius, and that would have been picked.
I feel like early in this season, Kay Marion must have magic in her hands because everything just attracts her. I'm not talking about magnets of any sort because I've never heard of any pigskin laced with magnets, but there's got to be some form of voodoo witch magic that she's got in her hands. We might have to call the Salem witch trials or something to, get a solution here.
Jive going to look to throw over the middle. Caught. Kyle Finnemore. He's going to break out of one. He's going to try and scoot away. A good first down. Excellent balance and agility to stay upright after the hit and pick up the first down.
I thought that play was going to be dead for an 8-yard gain on that in-crossing route, but Finnemore with the wherewithal just to keep his feet up. That's the big thing. He twisted around. Oh, man, that is just perfect example of, hands slipping on butter. It's just absolutely great work from Kyle Finnemore to shed off that tackle.
4 wide now here for Jive. 5-step drop blitz coming off the edge. Could not see the defender breathing down his neck. Pete Footer.
crazy work from that defensive line, and that's what Queen City maybe needs to do a little bit more often with. Coming into this game, just 4 sacks in a league where, you know, sack numbers have increased over these first couple games. So it's going to be big moving forward to see if Queen City can keep that pursuit going.
Affirmation here for Jive. Another blitz coming off the edge, but somehow Jive is able to find Finnemore in a sea of traffic and convert for another Adam first down.
Man, Cyrus Jive looking on point early on. 5 of 6 now on his targets. That's what you want your quarterback to do in this early game. You don't want him to start off cold, because then it sets in motion, you know, a wobbly start for your offense, and you don't want that. Albuquerque is clicking on all cylinders offensively.
Now into Corsair territory, over the middle, caught, tight end wall. Another first down for Albuquerque.
Yeah, and now Albuquerque's starting to see the holes in that Queen City defense. There's that little pocket between the linebackers and the safeties that the tight end can just squeeze his body into and get those, you know, tight catches, those 15-yard catches that surprisingly quickly move the field down for them.
Jive is 4 for 4 on this drive, and all of his passes have gone 10 or more yards. Jive again looking middle, looking for Wall again on a similar looking post route to early in the drive. This time can't haul it in.
This might be a game where Wall is going to get a ton of targets. That pocket feels like it is more wide open than Albuquerque's first 3 games out in this season. Queen City giving Jack Wall a ton of space.
Wide as Jive looks middle again, and Wall from the other side runs a post route, and these tight end post routes are just doing a number on the Corsair defense.
And the simple solution for Queen City is that they need to bring their safeties in, close that pocket, close that pocket between the second and third level, so they can at least get a deflection on their hands.
That brings an end to the first quarter. 7-0. Adams in front of the Corsairs. You're watching the SFL on VFN. Aerial coverage of today's game is provided by Dags Droneworks, aerial photography and videography services for real estate, events, marketing, and more. Learn more at dagsdroneworks.com. That's City Hall there in Buffalo, New York. Obviously in a bit more pleasant times, as well, there's a lot of snow up there in Buffalo at the moment. As we welcome you back here to Compro Field, as the hometown Queen City Corsairs trying to stop the march of the Adams, as Jive gets it away in time, and Williams is trying to bust upfield on a swing pass. He gains 4 yards before being brought down, and there's the tail of the tape. Right now the offense has gotten going, and just 2 drives starting in their own zone, but able to move it down the field effectively, Brett.
I am going to give Queen City the credit, though, on this drive. They're getting edge pursuit. Is just Jive throws that ball just before they can get to him.
And off middle, Finnemore breaks a tackle, and he's in for a score. Adam touchdown for Kyle Finnemore.
You know, to steal a phrase from my buddy Andy Hamilton, Kyle Finnemore is bound to fin a score. If you give him that much space on that open gap on the left side. He had a shedding of a tackle as well. It was a good effort from, I think that might have been Finn Steele trying to get to him, but sometimes experience just beats over, you know, the tenacity of a linebacker, and Albuquerque once again hit 6.
Second rushing touchdown of the season for Kyle Finnemore, and he doubles their lead 14-0 after a 9-play, 79-yard drive. Just taking over a little over 3 minutes. Total time of possession. All right, Brett, the Queen City Corsairs started off this season hot, 2 wins, and then got shellacked on the road against Bossier City. Some people were questioning whether or not this team, you know, all gave up all their juice to begin the season. But maybe now things are starting to peter up for them even early. We know their history, and so it's, you know, quite likely they haven't won more than 4 games in a season in quite some time. Give it maybe 5 seasons all the way back to season 19.
Yeah, you're looking at, season 20, 4-8, 21, 0-12, 22, 4-8, and then they went back to 0-12 just this past season. This is a team that has gone through a bunch of turmoil in the last couple years. If you're going to break away from that and have people doubt if that's, the last that we're going to see if Queen City wins, it starts on this drive. You got to get an effective drive out of, Michael Brown and company.
Pitch left side. Wells on the toss. Gains nothing. That's just what Albuquerque has been able to develop here in their short time here, Brett. Bring in quality defenders from around the league. Keenan Samuels, Amar Bryant Jr., just to name a few.
Yeah, and it starts with getting that experience too. Hey, let's get ourselves that winning mentality, that winning culture.
Another pitch, this time going for a couple yards before he's brought down. And the safeties, Bryant James and TJ Frosty on the previous tackle. They have that speed to just come down and run stop.
And don't forget about Jack Napier either. He's the guy that's going to get the hands on the football. He's got 2 picks coming into this game.
4 wide, it looks like a passing set. Indeed, Brown will roll, fire left side, bobbled and incomplete. Frosty nearly had a pick, and they will force a 3rd punt out of Queen City.
And this is more likely what we're going to see out of Queen City moving forward. Now they're down 2 scores. We're going to see more deep passes coming from Michael Brown. He did that a lot in the early stages, which is why he had 5 touchdowns in the first 2 games. Didn't get one last week, so they want us to, spark that magic again. The safeties of Albuquerque are going to have a lot to look forward to in terms of opportunities.
Fenimore trying to break away from a few tackles and able to break away from one. We saw him spin out of a tackle on a reception earlier for a first down. We saw him break out of a tackle while running the game. So he has that extra oomph, Brett, to possibly make a return touchdown.
Yeah, and he's always a scary guy. When you think of guys that, are close to, the traits that you want, like Gabriel Manning, you think of guys like Kyle Fenimore.
Pitch near side to begin the drive here for the Yams. Nothing but daylight and a huge stiff arm from Justin Williams to gain 8 yards.
Yeah, it was eventually stopped by Luke Swift, who had a fantastic season back in season 23, which is why he was the most improved player. And he's just showing his worth again, pursuing Williams, trying to stop and prevent a first down. But nonetheless, Albuquerque still has a 2nd and 2 coming up.
2nd and 2 here for the Adams. Run right side, Fenimore. This time he's bottled up and he's going to lose a few yards. There is a great tackle from Morgan Brown, one of the undrafted free agent rookies.
Yeah, and this is what Queen City needs to do. They just need to shut down just one aspect of that offense, turn Albuquerque into something one-dimensional. This is something that Albuquerque has not done yet this season, turn into a one-dimensional team.
They had 126 yards in the first quarter. Can they continue it more here? Botted away, incomplete. And there's a little bit of backbone from Alex Marshall, one of the long-standing members of this Queen City team.
Yeah, and he's been the guy that has seen a lot of that turmoil and has stayed through and through in this team. 4-season vet, along with G.B. Wallace and Chad Stinson, one of the longest tenured Queen City players out there.
He is one of only 5 players on this team that have been with the team for 4 seasons or more. And that just shows you every year there seems to be some sort of revolving door in Queen City. But hats off to this new group that has come in to help out the original ownership group to really try and solidify a new change. The uniform change is one thing. Getting off to a good start also sends a message to these rookies that are joining this club. This team has the potential to go somewhere and do things and rekindle the spark that made this team the inaugural SFL champs. They can do it. They have that pedigree, but it's going to take some time, and these players and coaches and fans have to be in it for the long haul. And unfortunately, on that first down play, they lose 4 yards.
Now, that was just an ill-advised decision from Wells to try to stretch to the outside. Just go next to your left tackle and just try to push forward that way. You don't need to curve out as much as you did.
From their own 4-yard line. Another run, trying to bounce it outside. Good block. That'll gain 5 yards for Charlie Baker, and that makes third down a little bit easier now that they're further away from their end zone.
Yeah, it's going to make things a little bit easier, but it's still a very less comfortable area to really throw in the football. Might be forced in this situation. It's an interesting bunch formation on the left, so I'd like to see how they approach this 3rd and 9.
Adams show mad coverage. Brown is thrown into the end zone. They will not say it's a safety, but great job from the middle of the line. Chris Porter comes in and takes down Brown.
You know, I wouldn't be too surprised if they mark him right at the goal line. So Albuquerque's going to have fantastic field possession. And, you know, this might be worthy of a challenge perchance by Albuquerque as well if they want to, you know, really get some points. But it's looking like they're marking him right at the 1.
Officially at the 3, they'll say where he stopped and moved back up into the pocket after his drop back. That will give him a bit more space. A quick punt from Welsh, and he does well enough to get maybe about 40 yards on this one. But Queen City will now be backed up on the defense as the Adams will start well inside Corsair territory.
Yeah, it's basically field goal range if you're any of the elite kickers, you know, in this league. I'm looking at a guy like Rob Ems. That could be, you know, range for him. You're already looking at 49 yards, so this is a very comfortable start of possession for Albuquerque.
Split backfield here to begin the drive. Here for Cyrus Jive. 5-man rush. Jive looks for Marion, and she has it. A gain of 11 to the 21-yard line.
Yeah, and that was just simply getting in front of the defender and making sure that she had an opportunity to get that catch. And that's a tough guy to, you know, get in front of. That looked to be Justin Reside on that one-on-one coverage, and he's facing a lot of difficulty. That's 6'6" against 5'9".
That's tough. You're going to have to be faster in order just to out-muscle a very strong receiver, and maybe that's just the mismatch that Albuquerque have been trying to target. There's a run for 5 yards.
Yeah, and right now Albuquerque's just playing what they perceive as the perfect offense. They've got all their gears going on every side of the ball. All the ball handlers right now getting their touches, getting their looks, getting good yards.
You're here, Roberts. We're here. Good to have you here. 2nd and 5 here for Albuquerque. Split backfield, 3 tight end look. And there's a run. Plenty of room for Jason Williams. 1st and goal, Albuquerque, and another drive. 3rd one of the game for Albuquerque, which sees them march deep into the red zone.
And right now it's just being comfortable with where they are in terms of field position at the moment. So what they're doing is just, you know, running up that football, ticking down the time. They know they're up 14-0 at this point. This is comfortable territory, even on the road for the Adams.
1st and goal from the 8-yard line. And we'll go back to the ground game. Trying to push the pile is the tailback, but the Corsairs linebackers come around for the stop.
And Queen City just needs to prevent a score from happening so they can at least get some momentum going, get that offense to know that, you know, if they do have to punt that football again, they're going to be in good hands with that defense, but they got to make a stop.
One of the best names in the league now, Grackleflint with the tackle, and he's going to get another one here as Adams trying to bounce it outside with Justin Williams and couldn't get to the end zone, so it's 3rd and goal.
Yeah, it's going to be pretty close. I wouldn't be too surprised if Albuquerque does one more toss to the outside, maybe opposite side of the receivers. Look for that right side of that toss.
Well, right now they got 2 wideouts left side, which could help set the edge. Instead, it will be a pass from Jive. Blitz coming, looking middle. Caught! K. Marion! 3rd touchdown of the game for Albuquerque. This one of the passing variety. And Albuquerque is breaking this one wide open.
And again, you want to talk about things you don't normally see out of an SFL offense. It's throwing the football when you're at the 3-yard line, and they find a connection. Again, it might be that mismatch between K. Marion and Justin Reside, but right now it is just play to perfection, and K. Marion once again on the board, continuing to pad those stats. K. Marion, fantastic season so far.
You look at the triple-digit total yard numbers. That's not the number that stands out to me. The average yards per play. I hope Cam can bring that back up. 6.5 yards per play compared to 2.2. And that's just been the story of the game. The offense for Albuquerque humming. The offense for Queen City stagnant.
That's simply it. It's just that stagnation has got to go if you're Queen City, or else you might find yourself in that same 52-3 situation that you were in just last week.
Kickoff taken down for a knee back in the end zone. We want to remind you that the 2025 SFL convention kicks off the league's 25th anniversary season this July, the 10th through the 14th. Join SFL Nation at the rooftop pool of our host hotel. Maybe you should dump Cam in there for me. The Hyatt Regency, looking out into Baltimore's Inner Harbor. You can reserve your room now at the special group rate at simfl.net. Very wide here for the Corsairs. They start with a run, and GP Wells turned inside out.
You know, it's very interesting that Queen City continues to start with the run. I know that they have a lot of running backs involved. We're already down 3 scores, dwindling time on the clock in this first half. Got to get that pass going.
3 total contracted halfbacks with 3 more in reserve. That's how much they're committed to the run, it seems, here in Queen City. And another one, just for good emphasis, gains only a yard.
Yeah, and if I am a part of any coaching staff, I'm looking at Queen City, I'm thinking to myself, if they've got that much dedicated to their run game, they're going to start passing a lot, or start running the ball a lot. Queen City's got to pass.
And here comes Brown looking to throw. One-handed snag. A top shelf catch from Ryan Davis. That's our nice hands catch of the game, brought to you by Retroid. Put a Retroid handheld in your hands just like the pass, but right to the hand there. And play the only video game in it. SFL 4 with your player in it. SFL 4K23. A beautiful catch from Ryan Davis.
Yeah, and this is what they need. They need those big catches. They need to get those guys targeted more. Guys like Ryan Davis, guys like Bob Wood. Joe Beasley's not had a target yet.
And off GP out of a tackle, but then gobbled up after a gain of 3 by Keenan Samuels, as that takes us to the 2-minute warning. Queen City down by 3 scores. Any sort of points here coming out of the 2-minute warning would do wonders. Tyler Falk and Brett Killian here in the booth for this one in a Week 4 contest between Albuquerque and Queen City. Eddie Gage and Josh Dewar in the Stats Truck for us, keeping us up to date with all the numbers you've seen on screen tonight. Thank you, gentlemen. Have done an excellent job. Charlie Baker on the run gets a nice first down, and this is something Queen City want to see more often than not.
Yeah, just first downs in general at this point, because they haven't a lot of them, but Albuquerque has had a lot of them. 10-3 are the first down numbers at the moment, and you can guess who it's in favor for.
Longest run of the game for Queen City, roughly 9 yards. That pitch play nearly got broken up even before the ball reached GP's hands, but Keenan Samuels brings him down, 2-yard gain. We tick closer to 1 minute to go.
Yeah, it was Chris Porter, it looked like, trying to jump the line, trying to stop the toss, but it was a little bit too far out, and that gave Queen City the benefit of gaining yards instead of losing some.
There's another play action, and now Brown takes off and runs and slides down. Short little pickup. It'll be 3rd and 4, and they call their first timeout.
I wonder if they're seeing something in that Albuquerque defense that is starting to, really take advantage of, because this is the first time in this game, if I'm not mistaken, Tyler, that Queen City is in enemy territory.
You would be right, partner. Very nice drive for the Corsairs, and maybe this is something for them to build off on come the second half. But right now, still on this drive, still points to be earned. Coverage backs off. Brown going to look left. It is caught inside the 30-yard line. First down. Timeout called. Joe Beasley on the catch.
Yeah, they need to find all the targets that they can. They've got 5 receivers to look at. Guys like Ellis, who's done really well so far. Bodette, Davis, Wood, Beasley. You've got guys that, have the capability of catching those footballs.
First catch of the game for Beasley. He's just 2 games removed from when Mickey Malolo, another commentator, dubbed him Joe Beasley. Have not seen him go off since that game. And Brown, quick hitter underneath, caught. That one Beasley. That one gained 6, and they're going to quickly call their 3rd timeout. Now that they're in field goal range, so now you got to wonder whether or not they're going to be able to use the clock efficiently to get points on the board.
There's a couple of ways that they can go with this. They can keep dipping and ducking, but that would result in a lot of hurry up. So be careful of what their first play is going to be on this play.
2 tight end set, flip out near side looking for Beasley. That one falls incomplete. 3rd down.
So it looks like Queen City's looking for those, nickel and dime plays to get themselves to the end zone. And I don't mind that mentality, especially when you're at the 20-yard line with a minute to go. There's time and opportunity.
Quick outs, corner outs, to the outside, or get to the end zone. What say you, Michael Brown? 4-man rush, pass, looking for a corner route, but a diving deflection by Jack Napier denies the pass. And so Queen City will try and get their first points of the game via field goal.
And I said it earlier, with the most dangerous guy out of that safety core for Albuquerque is going to be Jack Napier, because he's more susceptible to picks than the other 2. So Queen City's going to have to just be fine with 3 points here on a 38-yard attempt.
Garfield 3 of 3 on the season. That one will split the uprights. That'll take the donut off the board, and the Corsairs now with 3 points in that column. It's 21-3 with 48 seconds to go in the half. And we are off and running again. Here as Finnemore gets the return, trying to break away from a tackle and will not. Be 44 seconds as we go back to SFL headquarters. Another game break from Cam and Irvine.
Thank you, Tyler. A lot to get to here. Iman Kopech, 274 yards passing against Florida right now. It's Doug Britton for this score. They fake the extra point, go for 2, don't get it. Florida's next possession, doinked a 50-yard field goal. 21-19 Florida. Charleston ball. Back to you.
Ooh, that game's getting spicy. Thank you, Cam. Just about to hit the 2-minute, or not the 2-minute, we're already past the 2-minute warning. About to half here in Buffalo, New York. Finnemore, the man in motion from left to right. I formation behind Jive. He will look to pass. Looking right side, flip out. There's a Williams catch. Breaks out of 1. Still down the sideline and finally ushered down. A good little nifty move and great awareness to stay in bounds.
And you can tell that Williams wanted to stay in bounds, because Albuquerque is more than content with letting this clock run and head to the halftime break with this lead. And I think they're just going to be more than content with just, getting to this formation. It looks like they're, kind of hurrying things up, but I suspect more runs down the middle, especially with these last 20 seconds.
2 wide left-hand side for Jive. They will indeed run up the middle. Nice hole. 8-yard pickup. They're now going to go into the hurry up.
Well, now that they're in enemy territory here, yeah, this might be something that, a deep throw could happen, but they're going to run.
Another run. Good run there from Taylor, and timeout call with 2 seconds to go. This, long shot at a field goal could be a very long one, about 59 yards. Or they could, or maybe Hail Mary.
Yeah, I was just thinking probably the Hail Gary, and you can see 3 on the right. I wouldn't be too... Oh, no, they're going heavy sets, so this could just be a run.
The way the runs have going, you never know here for Albuquerque. Run here, Williams, and he is bottled up. They will not test it. They will be content going into half with an 18-point lead, 21-3 here for Albuquerque. In front of the hometown Queen City Corsairs, and it's been a dynamic and efficient offense for most of this game, which has them in the lead.
Yeah, it's been pretty one-sided if you look at just the yard totals, 204 to 107 at the moment. And right now, Cyrus Jive is probably playing the most efficient football that we've seen out of him in quite some time. And he was an MVP consideration last season. 11 of 14, unofficially 138 yards, just 1 touchdown. They have 2 scores on the ground in form of Jason Williams and Kyle Finnemore. They have found a way to just break through this Queen City defense, whereas Queen City has kind of been behind the hop throughout this entire first half, trying to, make some noise, but they just can't seem to break through that glass plane right now, and it's resulted in this 21-3 score.
And so we will also take a break, presented by Brakes GPT. This is the SFL on the VFN.
We just pulled a full-size Taylor Swift helmet. Shout out to all our Swifties. Travis Kelce. This is a Giants Lawrence Taylor.
Patrick Mahomes.
Chad Johnson with the Ocho Cinco.
We have a Drew Brees.
Is that an O.J. Simpson jersey?
An Aaron Rodgers.
Oh my goodness.
Tom Brady! Tom Brady!
Break into the world of sports memorabilia collecting with Brakes GPT, featuring signed football jerseys, helmets, photos, and more. Brakes GPT offers you the shot at winning autographed and authenticated sports memorabilia at a fraction of the price. Join the community of collectors on our Brakes GPT Facebook page and lock in your shot at hitting a humongous headliner on our site, brakesgpt.com. The Adams will get the ball first as we come out of the half. Welcome back to Compro Field. Here in Buffalo, New York, Tyler Falk and Brett Solberg here on the call. Eddie Gage and Joshua Durer in the stats truck, and the SFL commissioner is producing. Happy to have your company here this Saturday evening. Hope you've been enjoying the game. If so, smash that like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Split backfield here for Albuquerque. They'll run and, oh my goodness, a lumbering hit by Jasad Grackleflint.
And Grackleflint has had quite the rookie campaign so far. I'd say early stages, he's looked like an all-star to me. I don't know about you, Tyler.
I mean, he's done a very good job early in the season. He keeps this up. He might be in consideration for Defensive Rookie of the Year. Fenimore on a spin. Oh, that's nasty. First down, Albuquerque.
You know, sometimes it's not fair for these wide receivers to play multiple roles and, you know, get the handoff and get those spin moves, get those gains, but they see something out of Kyle Fenimore to be that dual threat kind of player on the offense.
Backs in the backfield as Jive looking to throw, hits Fenimore underneath, and well, he's doing it all, running, catching, and running some more. 30 yards on the play.
I think in this next play, Fenimore should just be under center, and he should just throw the rock. Maybe to Cyrus Jive himself.
Where's the Wildcat formation when you need it, huh?
Yeah.
Nine men in the box here for Queen City, looking to stop the run, and they do indeed plug up the holes. Very little for Jason Williams to go through. Credit the defensive men out there. Linebacker Morgan Brown on the stop.
And going back to that Wildcat formation, you do have Jason Williams and Justin Williams. Maybe Kyle Fenimore wants to be the Ricky Williams of the team.
Oh, there you go. 4 wide receivers. Here for Jive, here on third down. Jive, he's going to tuck it and run through the middle, trying to shuffle and make, but cannot get the first down as he's taken down just a yard shy.
I think that was Cyrus Jive saying to Kyle Fenimore, you know what, I can run the football too. Just not for a first down, but I can run for it too.
Luke Swift with the clutch tackle, and he sends out the Albuquerque punting unit, and here comes Queen City on the return. Wood. Fine minimal gain up to the 23-yard line. You know, I asked for a couple likes on the video here, Brett. Do you have an exact count of how many we have out there? No?
The number's not enough.
Oh, it's definitely not enough. Smash that like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Make sure you've got notifications on so you won't miss a minute of SFL and SFLM action, and help the channel grow through your support. Smash it, stomp on it, crush it, just hit it. Just like the Queen City running back GP Wells hits that hole for a 3-yard gain.
Yeah, and this has to be Queen City's time to move. You forced Albuquerque to punt that football away, because before then, Albuquerque was having your way with you. 2 of their last 4 drives have resulted in touchdowns. You got to find a way to stop them and then return in the score.
Delayed handoff. Albuquerque sent a linebacker blitz, and that was just overloading to the offensive line, so no gain on the play, and now Queen City will have a 3rd down.
And you talked about that predictability earlier on, and Queen City's starting to become very predictable. 1st and 2nd down run, 3rd down pass. You can't just keep doing that.
Pass middle. Well, what you can do on 3rd down is find a receiver out there. Great catch from Ryan Davis.
And it was a good open look for Brown as well. Again, you talk about receivers get in front of defenders. You want to get that much more consistently with your wide receivers so that you have those open targets, and then Brown can just sling that tough arm he's got and power through.
Coverage backs off, expecting another pass, and this is a better run. They now have Albuquerque on the back of their heels, and that allows Charlie Baker to scamper for 9.
Yeah, and it was a good job from Michael Brown to, start with that illusion that he was going to pass that football and then get the delayed draw so that they could get the 9 yards. Great work from Michael Brown on that play.
Last 2 plays combining for 33 yards. Now we're running again. Another good run for the Corsairs. And now the wheels are turning. Ace Ketchum with the tally there. And that'll gain another first down for Queen City.
What's interesting is that Ace Ketchum had a 100-yard plus game in in Queen City's first game of the season. And now with, this maybe congested running back lineup, we're not seeing enough of Ace Ketchum. Hopefully he's going to get some more looks in the second half.
Thank you, Margo, for hitting the like button, and maybe you should be like Margo and hit that like button as well. As Wells gains 4 to the left-hand side.
Wait, the whole Mar-a-Lago just hit the like button? What?
No.
Oh.
Margo.
Margo, not Mar-a-Lago. Sorry, that's my bad.
We're not looking for Marco Polo either. Here we go, second down, 5:33 to go here in the third quarter. Another run. And Baker gains a few more there before being taken down by Frosty. Another third down upcoming for the Corsairs. They're now 50% on third down after they converted one earlier in the drive.
Yeah, but it's field goal territory, so they're going to get some points out of this. I wouldn't be too shocked, though, if this is going to be a short pass just to get the first down.
Very wide I formation behind Brown. He will look to pass, looking right side, and there is Davis again on a simple stop route.
And this is a guy that has struggled through the first 3 games for Queen City. Coming into this game, just 1 reception for 19 yards. Now he's starting to break away a little bit. 3rd reception of the game, starting to find that comfortability on the field.
Here's another run, right side. GP was looking like he was running right to the cameraman out there. That'll lose 4 yards easily.
And we're seeing this a lot from Wells on that, it seems to be that handoff, toss, or whatever it may be. He's just running outside too much. He's just got to follow that edge blocker on the right side and just follow his lead.
Brown gonna look to throw, looking middle, caught! Ryan Davis somehow hauls that in. Davis exploding out of the scene, and Queen City get a touchdown.
Not just a sea of white, but a sea of black as well that Brown had to throw to, and he decides to go with the far option. There was the near option on that left side as well that he could go to and try to find Beasley, but he looked at the advantage that Davis had on Amar Bryant Jr. and said, hey, I'm going to risk it, and that is a great risk to take. Davis gets the touchdown, Queen City gets a touchdown, and this game doesn't look one-sided now.
First offensive touchdown in nearly 7 quarters for Queen City, and now they cut the lead down to 11 as this has become a ball game once again. We are off and running. Ryan Davis's first reception touchdown of the season. He only had 1 reception coming into the game, now has 4 in this game alone. And now how does Albuquerque get back to being locked in? It seems like now they're caught off guard a little bit. They had to punt on the last drive, their first drive out of the half. Now what do they do? Blitz coming. Jive, middle, open, caught, Marion, 38-yard line.
Yeah, that's going to be a struggle if they continue to leave Marion open, and we've seen her just dominate this field, not only in this game, but through the first 3 games for Albuquerque. So they almost have to have double coverage or triple coverage on her just to, neutralize that passing offense.
Or swing reside maybe to the slot, because right now he is just getting out-muscled by the taller receiver. As Jive looking underneath, caught Marion again. Oh my gosh, what fancy footwork to go from outside her mark to inside her mark.
And that was a different man on her as well. That was Elijah Quick on her. So it feels like even switching with a different man-on-man is just not working for Queen City.
A formation, 2nd and short. Look for a run here from Albuquerque. They will try and run left side. Finnemore out of 1 tackle and across the logo to maybe the 49-yard line of Queen City.
Yeah, and you could see that lead tight end on that left side, popped off right at the snap and got the block to give the open space on the left side for the first down.
Jive again going to change the play at the line of scrimmage. 7 men in the box in this 3-4 look. 4-man rush. Jive off his back foot for Marion. Oh my goodness. Jive putting on a clinic.
It was almost like Jive saw that Queen City was looking to stop the screen pass, because there was a lot of pursuit on the one side of the field. You see the defenders on that, kind of zone area to kind of stop swing passes. So they decided to go, hey, Marion, I need you to just get this quick 10-yard hitch. And it worked out.
7 receptions, 76 yards for K. Marion. 5-man rush here. Jive under pressure trying to get rid of it. Oh, and it's knocked aside. A split-second decision again from potential rookie defenseman of the season, Rackleflint.
That's a nice name, to speak out into the world. Rackleflint. You could say
what's the
that.
country of origin of that?
Yeah, I gotta search that. Let me search that for you. Go through this play.
Okay, Grackleflint. Answers on a postcard from those of you at home. Jive looking middle off the helmet of the strong safety. And incomplete. Nate Hall lit on coverage.
And right now, this is kind of what Queen City wants to do. Now it's a 3rd and 10. They know that on this 3rd down, it's more than likely going to be a pass. So secondary's got to be ready. I like this defensive formation here from Queen City. It's a 4-3. They're bringing some pursuit on the edge.
2nd straight incompletion after 7 straight completions for Jive. He's back to throw. Can they go 3 for 3 in the defense? Yes, they can. Finnemore can't hold on. A bone-jarring hit from the safety. And Albuquerque are going to have to punt.
Yeah, good job. Again, you talk about those Corsair veterans. Alex Marshall does it again. Great hit. Force that ball to punt. They're going to start probably deep in their territory, but the positive is they got Albuquerque to 0 points on the drive.
Punt angled to the near sideline and is well short. Going to take a generous Albuquerque hop inside the 15-yard line. So all is not lost. They will back the Corsairs offense up, but probably not as much as they would like to.
And again, if you're Queen City, take advantage of this situation. You know you're inside the 15 at this point. They're marking it at the 14. You've got to find ways to push that ball forward. See what you did on that last drive and maybe repeat it, emulate it, capitalize.
High formation here for Brown. Under 2 minutes to go here in the 3rd quarter. Try and stretch it right side with GP. Nothing doing. Maybe a yard on the play before Bryant James stops him.
That might be something that I need to take out of the playbook for next week, because all that we've seen so far on that outside stretch has just been Wells just moving in one direction, and that's sideways.
Brown looking for a flip out near side. Caught by Baker, and he's only going to pick up yet only another yard. Patterson in on the tackle there, and it brings up 3rd down.
And what you want on, a lot of swing passes is going to be, the lead blocker being around 2 or 3 yards within that ball catcher, and there was just nobody to help block for Charlie Baker.
5th tackle for Patterson. Brown looking near side, flag on the play. That was well early of the pass arriving, and so it will be a free first down for Queen City after the pass interference.
Tyler, if I'm going to tell you the truth, I think Michael Brown got away with one because he might have overthrown Ryan Davis way too far. I don't know if Davis could have gotten that football, but nonetheless, flag is up, and Queen City's got a fresh set of downs.
Little slap on the wrist for Keenan Samuels, the former Baltimore Vulture, who we know can make some plays in the defense, and especially in the passing defense, with a pick 6 earlier in his career. And there's a nice catch from the longest standing. We talked a little bit earlier about long-standing members of this Queen City team. There's your longest-standing member of the teams, James Matthews Jr.
Yeah, that's a guy you have to feed more often, James Matthews Jr., not just for the tenure himself, but he's one of the best tight ends in this league.
Run middle, and it's just enough for Mace Ketchum to pick up the first down.
And yeah, they just got to keep utilizing all those running backs. Ketchum, he's found lightning in a bottle in this game so far.
And that will bring us to the end of the third quarter. Get your 4s up in chat. It's a tight ball game, 11 points between Albuquerque and Queen City. You're watching the Simulation Football League here on the Virtual Football Network, the official network of SFLM, SFL, UFL, and so much more coming soon. The Virtual Football Network, where all the best football virtual lives. Brown onto the break, finds James Matthew Jr., a good pickup of 11, and that'll move the chains.
Keep looking for your tight end. He's going to reap the rewards for you. And you talk about that second level, again, a soft zone down the middle. So Matthew just needed to look for that open spot. He found the open spot. Michael Brown, despite the early struggles, he's found to be efficient.
And off, looking for more space. A gain of 4 from Wells. It'll be 2nd and 6. Meanwhile, over in Fort Lauderdale, it's a tight ball game there. 3 points separating the Storm and the Predators, 28-25. And that's about halfway through the fourth quarter.
Charleston fighting tough, and they're 0-3. They're 0, I believe 0-2 or 0-3 to start the season.
Win it would be one of the biggest upsets of this young season if Charleston were to take down the Storm. The run here goes for another gain of 4, and earlier in the game they only were averaging 2.2 yards a play, and on this drive it's gone for more than that, plenty more than that.
Yeah, they're starting to. I think the heart is now there for Queen City. We're seeing a lot of the same plays that they had in the first half, but I think this time they're just finding a way. And Eddie Gage said it great in the stats room. Ace Ketchum making the most of his opportunities.
And it'll be finished off with a good run by GP Wells to move the sticks.
Yeah, and that's big. If you can get those first downs, I talked about earlier how Queen City was struggling to get those first downs. Only have had a handful, but right now they're getting close to getting even. Now it's 16-12 in favor of Albuquerque.
Pitch near side, and Baker only can muster up a yard as the coverage. The run defense from the Adams is just too great. Jack Napier on another tackle.
Yeah, this has got to be something that Queen City needs to recognize. If that run isn't working on first down, they have to pass on second. This is going to be a pass favorite formation, but this could be a handoff too.
Meanwhile, a score in Florida. The Storm now break it open to a 10-point lead. Brown under pressure, gets it rid of it. Oh my goodness, Ryan Davis! Robbery! Highway robbery! First down in the red zone.
Remember early in the in another football league's early Instagram stage where they would have yourself a day moments? I think Ryan Davis is having one of those. He's been quiet relatively all season, and now he's broken himself open. Now 5th reception, getting close to the century mark.
Again, only had 1 catch in 3 games. Now, another pass, another catch for Davis. That gains 4.
And I think they're just realizing that Davis is much more wide open. Beasley has had a couple targets in this game, but it's been a struggle for Brown to find him. So they're going to another option in Ryan Davis, and he has been paying it off here. 101 yards now.
There's another run up the middle. Catch him. Wow. Bulldozing his way through again, adding to the mantra, making the most of your opportunities.
Again, you're talking about, again, making most of your opportunities. Let's talk about that play alone. We call that big bully football, and the young Ace Ketchum knows how to bully his way for a first down at the 2, Queen City. This is your game time.
And off. Trying to go through the middle, but oh no. Oh no, says William Patterson. He comes around and stop him for no gain.
And if I'm Albuquerque, I'm going to be a little bit concerned. Queen City has started to take the momentum from Albuquerque in this second half. If they score, we're talking about a hard-nosed football game now.
Run, middle, diving, GP Wells, touchdown, Queen City Corsairs. They move to within a score after being down 21-0.
Man, you talk about intestinal fortitude. A team that just looked down in the dumps in the first half, could only get 3 points on the board, finds a way to stop Albuquerque on their offensive side of the field, and in turn get 2 scores, and after this extra point, just down 4 points. If you watched that first half, you would have never guessed the series of events that we've seen over the last 15 minutes, Tyler.
Extra point is up and good. 87-yard drive on 14 plays, a touchdown, and a 4-point margin between Adams and Corsairs. This one's getting interesting. Here comes Finnemore on the return, trying to shake and bake up to the 35, stop to the 34-yard line. Back to Ryan Davis. It's going to be his first 100-yard receiving game.
Wow.
Since when he was playing for Pittsburgh last season.
Wow. We were thinking about a guy like Ryan Davis getting an opportunity to, kind of break out. He's been in this league for 4 seasons now, only has 338 yards in his belt all time, and just his second touchdown as well. So you have to think, Ryan Davis, this might be your breakout game of your career so far.
He had 2 touchdowns in the game versus Nashville Jive with plenty of time. 3-man rush, and it's a beautiful pick from Queen City. Reading it like a book. The Corsairs take over.
Man, you talk about momentum shifters. If you would have guessed anybody getting an interception in this game, I don't think anybody would have guessed Morgan Brown. Fantastic wherewithal to turn his body, reach out his hands, and get the interception. And look at the field position, Tyler. 39-yard line, just a few yards away from field goal territory for Joe Garfield. Be careful, Albuquerque.
Well, watch out. That's the second interception for Morgan Brown. Now leads the team in interceptions. And there's a run from Wells, gaining 5 yards.
Man, you could just tell. It feels like a different Queen City out here in the second half. The runs are more than just 1 or 2 yards. You're getting that 5-yard start that you want to start the set of downs.
Max, one tight end, handoff through the middle. Baker to the 27-yard line. First down, Queen City.
And the cavalcade of running backs are really starting to show their worth in Queen City. It's almost like guessing game as to who's going to, get that ball next. It was mostly, let's make sure Wells gets their touches. Now we're starting to see looks from Baker and Ketchum here in the second half.
Davis, the man in fine form in motion as the run up the middle from Wells. Gains a couple. Not too much. Samuel's on the stop. This defense for Albuquerque has been strong against the run for more often than not this season. And they're giving up a good amount of yards now here in the second half.
Now you're talking about a team that, it's struggled in certain cases coming into this game, 19th in the league in rushing defense, but they've had their sparks of brilliance in the first 3 games. They've got to get that fortitude themselves.
Pitch wells out of 1, and that pitch play, it's been dicey, and it proves to be ineffective again, losing the yards gain on first down.
Yeah, you got to look at this now. 3rd and 10. If I'm Michael Brown, I'm looking for Ryan Davis first. But if there's another open option, look to hit that right away. If I'm Albuquerque, got to stop Davis.
Blitz coming. Brown with plenty of time, looking middle. Davis! He does it again! Oh my goodness, Ryan Davis! 1st and goal, Queen City.
2 men on him, it doesn't matter. Ryan Davis is having himself a game. Forget about his time in Pittsburgh. Forget about his time anywhere else. This is his game, and he has found the spark that Queen City has needed in this second half. Look at that, 121 yards to a guy that had 300 career yards coming into this game. Have yourself a night.
Brown, middle, caught, James Matthew Jr. Queen City take the lead.
Tyler, 20 unanswered points from Queen City. They have taken this second half and made it theirs fully. And it's just that drive, that desire to get back into this game. I don't know what Queen City and the coaching staff said in the locker room, but it definitely connected with everyone, offensively and defensively. Because after this extra point, Tyler, we're talking about a 3-point Queen City lead.
Field goal is up and good. Albuquerque haven't scored a point since the 3-minute 25 mark of the second quarter. And it shows. Queen City on a 24-point run, and they have their first lead of the game, 24-21 with 3:28 to play.
Holy moly, Tyler, what a game.
Here comes Finnemore on the return. He breaks out of 1, and that is blasted at the 30-yard line. I'll tell you what, green means go. It also means great game because, oh my goodness, this one has really delivered the goods.
Yeah, and man, we talk about what we saw in the first half. We thought we might see just a one-sided contest. Queen City and Conpro Field are living. They are rising to the occasion. They're the loudest they've ever been here, and we're just on first down here. Albuquerque's got to respond to the onslaught that Queen City's given them.
Jive, gonna look to pass underneath, caught by Finnemore. Breaking out of 1 and then taken down by Alex Marshall after a gain of 6.
And here's a guy, again, multifaceted player. You gotta look for his looks. Jive has played spectacularly, minus the 1 interception that he had on the last drive, and he's got to quickly forget about it. And right now he has gotten that completion. Now 2nd and 4, I expect a run.
9 men in the box try and stop a Finnemore run, and Finnemore does pick up the first down, just barely out-muscling the tackle from Finn Steele. First down.
Yeah, if I'm Albuquerque, I'm looking at that clock and I'm thinking to myself, why don't I just dominate this time left, get ourselves to at least field goal position, get to overtime, or try to score this?
Blitz coming, Marion! And we talked so much about Ryan Davis for Queen City. Marion has done it all for Albuquerque.
Yeah, and Marion did a lot of her work in the first half and has kind of been quiet in this second. But if you're going to look back to any matchup that Albuquerque needs to take advantage of, again, you talk about that height and physicality mismatch that K. Marion's going to have on any of the Queen City defenders.
Flying down the field. Now to the Queen City 43-yard line. 9 seconds away from the 2-minute warning pass. Middle, dangerous pass. 4 black shirts in the area, only 1 white, and it's incomplete.
Huge difference from what we saw Queen City do in that first half. There was easy jack wall catches, but did you see the coverage? Just the difference in one play left a blanket on jack wall instead of open space.
Finnemore, the man in motion toward the near side. Cries of defense from Conpro Field. 2:06 to go.
It's Marion regulation on the bottom.
Jive, looking middle. Marion on side. Again, that matchup proving fruitful for Albuquerque.
Yeah, and again, this was just a result of Reside maybe going too far deep back, trying to protect, trying to get that tip. You can see Reside trying to use his outstretched hands, goes a little bit too far, and Marion gets the catch.
And a brilliant catch from Marion. 2-minute warning. And they're on the 25-yard line. 24-21. Don't go anywhere. Marion, a brilliant day, over 110 yards on 9 receptions. Inamore again in motion toward the near side. Blitz coming, heavy blitz coming. Jive off his back foot, again connects. Coaches will tell you not to throw that pass, but Jive's done it twice today, both for completions.
Yeah, and that one I think was just a safe check down because it looked like he was trying to get a quick kick off Marion, but there was a little bump and cover run from just a Reside on the bottom to cover K Marion.
Heavy set just aside the 20. Jive trying to find someone underneath. Caught K Marion. Picks up about 4 more, and it brings up 3rd down, under a minute and a half to go.
And this is a massive 3rd down for both teams. If Albuquerque gets this 1st down, they really have a chance to score this one. If Queen City gets the stop, it forces Albuquerque to kick a field goal.
Flipping the formation on offense for Albuquerque. Triple ones on the board for a moment. Jive looking to throw. Blitz coming. Pass on it. Oh, it's picked off! Oh, and this time it's Justin Reside who gets the better of Cyrus Jive. Queen City take over.
Tyler, this is storybook. We were just talking throughout this game how Reside had the mismatch, and he had a bigger mismatch with Jack Wall, but he finds a way to get in front of the football, get the interception, and prove the doubters like us wrong, Tyler. Queen City is 1 1st down away from getting victory number 3 and one of the bigger upsets of the week.
I won't mention the name of chat, but they were kept in calling. Pick on 2-1, and 2-1 bites him in the back. And here comes the run game. Baker for 5 yards. First time out for Albuquerque. Back to SFL headquarters for our final game break.
Thank you, Tyler. 4th and goal for Charleston to keep their hopes alive. A play fake and a touchdown to Doug Britton. The onside kick dropped by Florida, but recovered by Florida. Florida wins 38-32. Back to you.
A great game over there as well. Thank you, Cam. Here's the conclusion of ours.
What a night slate, Tyler.
A beautiful night slate. What a way to end this Saturday evening. Another run up the middle. This for Baker. Stopped again. It'll be 3rd and short. Albuquerque's defense not giving up hope just yet.
Queen City, decision time. Do you go with the short pass, get the 1st down, or do you trust on the run? I'd like to see if Ace Ketchum is out there. It's Charlie Baker.
Baker again. This could be his 3rd straight run. 4-3 look out of the Albuquerque defense. They need to hold him to less than 2 yards. Fullback dive. Fullback 1st down. That should do it. The Corsairs prove everybody wrong and will come away with their 3rd victory of the season, coming back from 21 donut.
Oh my goodness, Tyler. What a game. What an effort from Queen City. What an effort from both these teams to bring a spectacular game to us tonight.
One of my favorite plays in football, a fullback dive. First kneel down from Michael Brown, and oh, how sweet it is. This sweet taste of victory. Queen City, led by Michael Brown. Ryan Davis, have a day. This defense, Morgan Brown with a pick. Justin Reside, after being picked on for so long by Chat, by Albuquerque, by Jive, by Marion, and a little bit by us broadcasters, comes away with the game-sealing pick in the red zone to provide a Corsair victory. Final kneel down from Michael Brown. And there you have it. Final score, 24-21. Corsairs win.
Oh my goodness. Talking about flipping the script entirely. We talked about the halftime report and it just felt like everything Albuquerque was doing was right. And Queen City, they just went into that locker room. They had some type of, water boy moment where it was Bobby Boucher came back and won the Barber Bowl, but this time, this was just winning the third game for Queen City. Not only are they proving the doubters wrong after this performance, they are now inserting themselves into, is this team for real this season? Beating a team like Albuquerque, who looked nigh unstoppable in the offense, limiting them to no points in the second half, shutting them down completely. What a statement from Queen City. Fantastic game all around. Both these teams have nothing to be ashamed of. What a great game. What a great finish.
Corsairs improved to 3-1. They will play Vancouver in Vancouver next week. Albuquerque will return home to play Lexington. This has been a presentation of the Simulation Football League on the Virtual Football Network. For Eddie Gage and Joshua Duran stats, and for Cam Irvine producing, and for my partner, Brett Solberg, I've been Tyler Falk. Good morning, good afternoon, and good night.
Bye-bye.